Okay, to be mindful of time, we have a lot to say in a short period of time and a lot of great institutions to share with you. Welcome to the Virtual College Fair by Ohio Transfer Council and the OACAC. A few things to note: if you are here live with us, your camera and microphone are off. So you can see our panelists and you can hear our panelists, but they cannot see or hear you. So if you have a question during this 45-minute session, please feel free to hit the Q&A button that's either at the top or bottom of your screen. Again, that Q&A button is a way for you to ask a question during this 45-minute session. If you have a question that you want to ask these folks at another time, please make sure to take note of their contact information. They'll be talking about it, presenting, and a lot of them will throw that into the chat. So make sure to write it down and give them a shout if you have any questions. There is another session tonight, so if you would like to sign up for more, the same place you signed up for this one, and a recording of this will be available shortly after this wraps up at strivescan.com/Ohio. All right, to get things started, we have Kent State at Stark.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Tiffany Griffin. I am a senior admissions counselor at Kent State University at Stark. So I just wanted to say welcome and thank you for spending some time with us today. So a little bit about us and who we are at Kent State Stark. Year-round, our student population is about 4,000 students. That does include our CCP population, online students, and ground students as well. Our student to faculty ratio is about 21:1. So it's a little bit smaller of a classroom setting, which is really great. The average age of our full-time student is about 22 years old. We have juniors and seniors on campus. We do have an honors program as well. So if you're interested in that, there's some scholarship money associated. You will get an invitation to be part of honors if that's something that your GPA fits within those stipulations. Financial aid recipients, we have about 70% of our student population that receives some sort of financial aid through the FAFSA form. Additionally, we have other scholarship opportunities for students, both transfer scholarships sometimes and for returning students as well. We have multicultural and international students that attend our campus additionally. And then a little bit more about Kent State and who we are. So we are part of an 8-campus regional system. Basically, it's the same Kent State education at a fraction of the cost. My colleague will be talking to you later about the Kent campus, but I'll talk to you about the regional campus at Stark for right now. So again, part of the 8-campus regional system. We do have other academic sites located in Cleveland, Columbus, and New York City, as well as some international centers as well. At the Stark campus, students can start and finish 20+ bachelor's degrees. We do have some associates and online options as well. We also offer 40+ minors for students that they can add on to their bachelor's degree and complete at our campus entirely. So with being part of Kent State University, they have over 340 majors that you can choose from. So if one of those 25 majors doesn't sound appealing to you, a lot of times students can at least start their academic journey with us, save on tuition, and then transition to the Kent campus after maybe 1 semester, maybe 2 semesters, maybe a couple of years. Really, truly just depends on your academic path and how many semesters that you can complete with us at the regional campus. So these are the programs that we offer here. Some popular ones are the nursing program, it's the BSN program, business management, psychology. I won't read them all, but these are the bachelor's degrees that students can start and finish on our campus without transitioning to the Kent campus. These are our associate's degrees. Again, we have more than 40 minors available for students to choose from. So a little bit about our faculty. 90% of our full-time faculty hold a PhD or the highest degree in their field. We don't have any grad assistants or teaching assistants instructing our students. So you are truly getting all of that knowledge from someone who has knowledge and experience in that field also. They promote experiential learning, they're easily accessible, they're actively engaged with our students through research, advising, student organizations, and mentoring as well. Some support services we offer, I won't read this entire list, but I'll just point out some of the ones that I think are important. Advising, financial aid, and admissions. All of those teams listed there do one-on-one services for our students. So you can do a virtual, in-person, or a phone appointment with any of those services, which is really great because our advisors will keep you on track to graduation, make sure that you are, on track to graduate in time. Admissions, we work with you one-on-one, so feel free to set up an appointment with us if you have questions about the process or anything of that nature. We do transfer student appointments specifically as well. So if you want help with your unofficial evaluation to kind of see where things may look for you transferring to Kent State, we can definitely do that for you too. Some other things that we offer, we do have a library on campus. Our parking is free for students as well. We do have a recreation and wellness center. We have testing and tutoring and a writing center, just to name a few. We do have student involvement on our campus as well. So we have 20+ clubs and organizations that students can participate in. If there's not a club or organization that you are interested in, you might be able to create that own club, or as a Kent State student, you can also join one of the clubs or organizations through the Kent campus as well. Study abroad opportunities are available too. You don't have to be international business to participate. If it fits within your plan, you're welcome to study abroad if you so choose. We do have a global initiatives office on our campus, so feel free to reach out to them to check out some study abroad opportunities. And here's just a small comparison of our tuition. So any regional campus through Kent State University is going to be a little over $7,000 for the year, so pretty affordable. Any other Ohio public main campus, including our Kent campus, is a little under $13,000 for the year. And then Ohio private colleges and universities, you're looking at about $34,000. We do have a tuition guarantee also. So here's a little bit about the transfer process. So if you are interested in scheduling a transfer student appointment or first year freshman student appointment, feel free to scan that QR code there on the screen. Schedule an appointment with us. We would love to chat with you. So that's basically your first step in the process. Fill out our free application, send in your transcripts. If you're a transfer student, we'll do an evaluation of your credits. You might do some placement testing as well, just so we can make sure that we're placing you in the right classes, meet with an advisor, and then enroll in classes. So that's all I have for you folks today. I will put my contact information in the chat, so feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have University of Cincinnati.
All right, okay, cool, I'm right. I was trying to figure this out first time doing this, sorry. Let me share this screen. All right, and okay. All right, sorry for the struggle. Welcome to our presentation. I am Joseph from the University of Cincinnati. I am a transfer representative for admissions. In the chat, my colleague Brad Tate will be there to answer any questions that you have while I'm presenting. I know we're on limited time, so I'm going to go ahead and get us into it. So at the University of Cincinnati, we provide an education that works for you, be that in person, online, or in a hybrid format. Despite being the second largest public institution in the state of Ohio, we are proud to boast a 19-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and 70% of our classes have fewer than 40 students. We offer over 400 academic programs, and if you're not 100% sure about what you want to study in the moment, that might seem a little daunting, but luckily we have our Center for Exploratory Studies. So again, if you're undecided, that is no problem. Our Center for Exploratory Studies, in short, it provides our students with support through specially trained faculty and assessments that are designed to assist you in your degree path. Exploratory Studies is the largest major at UC, as 80% of college-bound students are unsure about their major selection, and 75% of college students change their major at least once. For transfer students, I would say that our Center for Exploratory Studies offers a special function in that oftentimes it'll allow you to take any missing course requirements you might have for your desired major. And it can also serve as a space for you to strengthen your GPA on your path to your desired major. So again, if at this point you're still not 100% committed to any particular field, that's no problem. Within the University of Cincinnati, of course, we provide you with an opportunity to get your degree, as we would not be much of a university if you couldn't leave with a degree, but we also provide you with an opportunity to graduate with a plan for your future. Internally, that's something we refer to as the Bearcat Promise. And we keep our end of the bargain up with the Bearcat Promise through our many student services, from the Learning Commons, where all of our students are entitled to free tutoring, all the way down to our identity-based resources, ranging from the African American Cultural Resource Center, the Women's Center, the LGBTQ Center. In short, though we want our students to explore the community for themselves and find their people, we try to make sure that our students don't do too much heavy lifting. While you're here at UC, of course, we want you to make UC your home away from home and get involved as much as possible. Starting, I guess, with my favorite, the Recreation Center, starting with our campus amenities. After you get finished eating at one of our 4 dining halls, of course, we have 6 basketball courts, Olympic-sized swimming pool, and pretty much anything else you could want after you get finished eating. But it also serves as a cool place to hang out with your friends. In terms of athletics, we are an NCAA Division I school, but even if you don't have dreams of being a D1 athlete, we do have many intramural and club sports for you. And if sports are not really your thing, we have over 500 student organizations for you to make friends and connections. So again, we want you to venture out into the community for yourself, but we try to help you in that process as much as we can. At UC, experience counts, and 100% of our students participate in experience-based learning. With us being based in Cincinnati, I guess I can go back for a quick second. With us being based in Cincinnati, we are, of the Fortune 500 companies, 400 of them have a presence in our city, and 9 of them are actually headquartered in Cincinnati. So when it comes to your research or your internships or your co-ops, you never really have to go too far for an arena to put what you're learning in the classroom into real world. Moving directly to the transfer audience, one of the many questions that we face is, will your credits transfer? Credits earned from any regionally accredited institution will transfer to UC. However, you do want to keep in mind that you have to have earned at least a D or better grade for those credits to transfer. And we also have a residency requirement. So to graduate with your degree from the University of Cincinnati, you do have to complete at least 30 to 40 of those credit hours at the institution, depending on your major. All of that said, if you are still unsure as to whether or not your credits will transfer, we do have a transfer team for that. Our Transfer and Transition Advising Center exists to make sure that our transfer students can get advising even before they come to UC as students. Oftentimes, that's going to look like you providing your unofficial transcript so you can receive an unofficial evaluation. Your advisor will be able to sit down and apply your transfer credits to UC. And from there, they'll be able to tell you about how much more coursework you have remaining to leave UC with your degree. Moving into the application process, I think we keep it pretty simple. You'll pay a $50 application fee and you'll request all of your official transcripts from any of the colleges that you've attended. But if you have less than 24 college credit hours completed, we'll need your official transcripts from your high school. And at that point, you just want to make sure that you get all your application materials in by the deadline. As you can see, fall is July 1st, spring, November 1st, and summer, March 1st. And with all that being said, thank you for listening to me. And we hope to welcome you to our Transfer Bearcat family. And I think at this point, Ursuline Academy is up.
Yeah, Ursuline College is next.
All right, great. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So hopefully everybody can see my screen and see what I'm presenting. So good evening. My name is Kate Teichman. I'm an assistant director of admission. I primarily work with transfer and adult students, but I'm versed in all of the programs that we have, whether it be undergrad or graduate or even terminal degrees for DNP. I kind of have the whole slew of background. And as you're considering, where to complete your bachelor's degree, you may have heard of Ursuline or you may have not, but I just have some bullet points that you might consider, Ursuline as one of your schools. One of the primary reasons why I think students who might not have Ursuline on their radar might consider Ursuline is because we have a holistic rolling admission with multiple start dates. So what makes that unique is that when we look at admitting students, we look at the entire student. Because we work with a lot of students that are transfer students, many of whom are first generation college students, maybe are pivoting if they're older due to wanting to create better opportunities, or maybe it's trying to pivot in a new career. Knowing that we look at not just test scores, we are a test optional school, that we're looking at the whole person, and knowing that we also have a lot of different entry points might be appealing to some of you on this virtual meeting tonight. Although, we are a small school, each student that comes to Ursuline has a dedicated advisor that works with them from the time that they enroll all the way until they're graduated. And because we have small classes, a lot of that touch points of connecting with professors, interacting with other students is important, and might be something that you might be looking at, given that we do have small classes. And because, as I mentioned, a lot of our students are first generation, we do have some adult programs. We have programs and services for veterans. These are all services that are available for students at any time for free at Ursuline. And although we are known for nursing, we have been around for 150 years, and we are primarily a women's focused school where we allow students to get into majors and into jobs that are in helping professions. And so knowing that with COVID interrupting a lot of professions, some need for a lot of those helping professions, such as social work, nursing, education. We have all of those and a few more that I'll touch on in my next slide. We do have athletics. We are Division II. We have a few different programs for those that are looking at athletics. And so, when I talk about our options that we have for students, we have a few different routes, so to speak. So we have a daytime program, and then we also have an online program. And depending on modality, how students prefer to learn, what career they're looking at exploring, we have options. So we have face-to-face classes, and then we have online classes. We have accelerated classes. But again, depending on how students envision themselves in school, we have different ways that students can learn and complete their degree, not only quickly if they want to, but also affordably. So when I mentioned that we have two, in essence, kind of routes, we have a daytime route and we have an online route. So these are just some of our daytime majors. The ones that are highlighted are the ones that we're most known for. We are known for our nursing, of course, and our fashion, but we also have some other programs that are pre-professional and also that are in sports management, exercise science. So again, in that healthcare kind of realm, so to speak. And these are, again, daytime, meaning that all of your classes are in person at Ursuline College. For those of you that are not from Northeast Ohio, we are located, closest major city is Cleveland. And so we are a small school. The other options that we have are online. So we do have some online options also with some bridge. So if any of you are considering not only completing your bachelor's degree, but maybe a master's degree, some of our programs do have bridge options. And if you have no experience with bridge, that basically allows you to fulfill some master's level classes at the undergraduate level. So it saves you some time and money. You'll see that business and counseling and art therapy has some bridge options, but also our online RN to BSN program has options. And although it's been noted earlier, I will also put that out there at Ursuline that if you are a student and you have some transfer credits or you've been to a few different schools and you're not really sure of how long it'll take or how much it's going to be or what do I need to take, I'm happy to do an unofficial evaluation of your credit hours, not only to advise you of what classes you need, but you might have some alternative credit options that you might explore. So we do offer credit for life experience. We do offer portfolio. We do offer other ways, maybe test outs that could save you time and money if you choose, so that you can make the best decision for yourself. One of the other things that I will mention, and this is my contact information, is that I can also advise you of financial aid options that are available because we have two different programs, so to speak. We have two different costs, if you will. So again, there's my information. Again, I'm Kate Teichman, and if you'd like to connect to learn more or just to connect with me, don't hesitate to scan the QR code or to visit that website for more information on how to connect. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Next up, we have Franklin University.
Right. Hello, my name is Danielle Cordes. I am with Franklin University. I'm one of our community college regional managers. I just wanted to start quickly just with an overview kind of about Franklin, but also who we are in the education spectrum and that as well. So we were established back in 1902, so we've been around for quite some time, but we are located in downtown Columbus, Ohio, if you're not familiar where we are. We're right around the corner from the convention center. So if you are familiar with that area, that's kind of where we're at. We've been a leader in online education for years. So we actually offered our first online class back in 1998. So about 25 years or so, we've been doing online courses and really kind of fine tuning our approach to online learning. All of our programs can be offered fully online, and we do have programs in computer science, cybersecurity, education, licensure tracks for the state of Ohio, the business spectrum, so business accounting, finance, things of that nature, and then communications, marketing, those types of programs as well, psychology. We do have multiple start dates per year, and because of that, our courses actually have variable length. So many of our courses are actually done in a 6-week format, and some are done in a 12-week format. And it's done that way to allow for you to be a full-time student if you want to be, but only taking 1 to 2 classes at any given point in the semester. We also do not have an application fee, out-of-state tuition cost, or technology student services fees. So our tuition is $398 per credit hour, and you can kind of then do the math when you're looking, when we would do an evaluation of your credits to really get a good idea of what your tuition would be. And then we do lock in that tuition rate once you do start classes with us. We also have very minimal textbook cost. So the majority of our textbooks are e-textbooks. If you have one, we also use and utilize a lot of free resources for our students to help keep the total cost much lower for you. So we pride ourselves on being a community college partner. So we are partners with all of the community colleges in the state of Ohio. And many of the programs and partnerships and articulations that we have with them are what we consider 3+1s. So a 3+1 transfer program means that you're doing 3 years worth of college coursework at the community college and then 1 year at Franklin. So in a credit hour perspective, the bachelor's degrees are typically 120 to 124 credit hours. Your associate's degree will be about 60 to 64. So after you finish your associate's degree, we actually have you taking additional coursework at your community college to transfer around 90 to 94. And then you are required to complete 30 then credits with Franklin towards your bachelor's degree. The big thing that is for you is a cost savings. So you are then spending 90 to 94 credits at the community college tuition rate. If you are a CCP student and you're not attending a local community college, you can always transfer there after you graduate high school. And then we can work with you on what associate's degree to have you do, whether that's the Associate of Arts or an applied program. You complete your associate's degree and again, have you complete more credits than at the community college while you're attending Franklin. And if you're currently a community college student, we would encourage you to finish your associate's degree, but work with us on what classes to take, to pick for any elective options, things like that. And again, having you take more towards that 3+1, just really saving you that money in regards to your bachelor's degree. So we have a couple tools that I wanted to go through for you to utilize. The QR codes are going to be on the next couple slides. They take you to different sites, so feel free to explore those. We have the My Transfer Credit tool. That what it does is when you go in there, you can select your college that you've attended. If you've attended more than one, you can put numerous ones in there for you. You can add your coursework you've done, any more that you know that you're going to be doing. Select your programs that you have an interest in. You can select multiple ones. You'll see how classes transfer into those. Then you can request a free unofficial transfer guide. That'll come to myself or one of my colleagues in the community college transfer team, and we will put together what additional coursework you could take at the community college and then what you'd take with Franklin. And then kind of the step above that is our pathway portal. So these are direct connections right with our community college partners. So we have several that are already live in the state of Ohio and more in the works over the next year. So that QR code will take you to our page and it'll show you what community colleges are currently linked with us on that. But you opt in and you'll get your own private username and password. The community college will send your transcripts right over. There's an evaluation done. If you have additional coursework, we can work on getting those transcripts as well with you to get you that full picture. But you'll see a real-time course equivalency and anything additional you can take, you'll see that community college's equivalent transfer credit and course. And as you complete classes every semester, they just send us the updated data. So you always get this real time every semester of where you're at towards your bachelor's degree. Once you hit 50 credit hours, you get access to then apply if you do want to move forward with an application. It's a super streamlined application. You finish your associate's degree. Again, we're still going to have you utilize and take more classes at the community college above and beyond that. But if you do qualify, you then tuition would actually be $298 per credit hour for your Franklin classes. And finally, I'd like to introduce you to the community college team. We are small but mighty. But we work with all of our community college students and also work with the schools themselves as well. So you can schedule an appointment, either virtual or phone, by using that QR code or sending us an email at transferinfo@franklin.edu. And we'd love to tell you more about how the partnerships work and how to utilize the most of those transfer credits from that community college. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you. Next up, we have Kent State University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ted McCown. I'm the Senior Associate Director of Admissions for Transfer Enrollment. And it's so nice to interact with you tonight and be with you just for a few minutes. And I hope that you'll consider transferring to Kent State University. Kent is located in the epicenter of Northeast Ohio. We're centrally located between Cleveland, Akron, Canton, and Youngstown. We're about 45 minutes southeast of Cleveland. We're about 2 hours northeast of Columbus, just to give you a kind of where we're at. Kent State is known as one of the top college towns in the state of Ohio, and actually Rising College Town listed us as the #1 college town in the state just a few years ago. We are a tier 1 institutions, and that is a statement of quality. US News and World Reports puts us at a tier 1 institution. We are also a Research 1 institution. We're one of the few Research 1 institutions in the state of Ohio, and that's a Carnegie Foundation distinction. And we have 360 majors that our students choose, and we're known for a lot of different majors. We have the largest aeronautics program in the state of Ohio. We have one of the top architecture and interior design programs in the country. Within our College of the Arts, we have one of the top fashion design and fashion merchandising schools in the world, one of the top 5 in the United States. We also are in the top 5 percentile for our College of Business. Kent State was founded as a teacher education program, so we have a really strong reputation in teacher education, and our College of Nursing produces more graduates of nursing than any other program in the state of Ohio. One of the top producers of nursing graduates in the country, with a 96% passage rate on the NCLEX the very first try. We have a number of transfer resources for you. These are all located at kent.edu/transfer. And I want to highlight a few. The first is the Flash Credit Estimator. You can plug in your own credits and take a look at how your credits not only transfer to Kent State, but also apply to a degree program at Kent State, and therefore tell you kind of how far along am I? What's the percentage of completion I have toward this degree? So that's a really important tool that I encourage you to use. Also right there, we have a list of degree pathways. We do have degree pathways with all 23 two-year institutions in the state of Ohio, and also some that are outside of the state of Ohio. We do offer pre-advising as well. We do that at the community colleges, but we also do that virtually, and you can actually schedule those appointments right from our website. So I would encourage you to check that out. There's a ton of things to do on campus. We're a big institution. We are a residential campus. We have 24 residence halls on campus. We have 17 dining halls on campus, 400 student organizations, 1,000 special events every year. There's always something to do. Of course, we're a D1 institution. We offer 19 teams for men and women. We also offer club sports. We offer intramural sports. And we have multiple rec centers on campus that you can use while you're on campus as well. To apply to transfer, you just submit your application at kent.edu/apply, or you can also use the Common App to transfer as well. It's a $50 application fee, and then we need all of your college level transcripts and also your high school transcript if you have less than 11 hours. Our cost is, our tuition at the Kent campus is $12,471 for an academic year. Room and board is $12,676. So that's kind of the key figures. Of course, if you're a full-time student, that would be what your tuition would be based on. We do offer transfer scholarships, and we have a number of programs. We also have merit-based scholarships, which you can see a list of. We also have need-based scholarships. So to be eligible for the need-based scholarships, you really need to submit your FAFSA. And we encourage you to submit your FAFSA so we can review for need-based scholarships. But at the same time, we'll automatically review you for the merit-based scholarships, and that's based on your grades. So please follow us on all of our social media channels. We are found on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. We're on all the social media channels. Please follow us. And then I will put my contact information in the chat. If you have any further questions, we are here and more than happy to help. Thanks so much, and looking forward to seeing you transfer to Kent State.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have University of Cincinnati, CECH. 1 second, folks. I don't think they're hearing one. So that would be why they're not answering me. Okay, must have lost them. Okay, so we are gonna have everyone turn their camera back on, and we're gonna do a round robin type question, and in the same order that you presented with. So starting with Kent State at start, could you answer what is one piece of advice you'd give folks going through the college transfer process?
Sure. Yeah, I would definitely recommend scheduling an appointment, checking things out on your own, doing your research, just really getting out there and like getting in contact with someone, especially an expert who knows what they're doing when it comes to transfer credit evaluation. Visit the college, see if it's a good fit for you.
Echoing that, if nothing else, I would say ask questions. I'm a first, or I guess I would say I was a first generation college student, and there's just a lot of information where you don't know what you don't know. So there's no need to like feel ashamed about asking questions or like thinking that things are dumb questions. Never worry about like annoying people or anything, because like this is your future. So, you know, be proactive, ask as many questions as you can, see as much as you can. So.
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing that is important or helpful is just communication, and having communication with whether it's your support system or somebody, you know, at a school maybe that you're looking at, because there's so many pieces, you know, I think that need to come together. And, you know, it's hard to get them all to line up. It's like Legos, you know, when you get a box of Legos, there's all these pieces on the floor and you have to get them all to come together to make a bridge or a spaceship or something. And so you want somebody that not only can help to connect all those pieces, but also to really advise you to ultimately make a good decision for you, for your family. I mean, an investment of your time and your resources. I don't have a money tree. I don't know anybody else that has a money tree. So, you know, you want to know if it's a good fit. And I think communication to get all of those pieces kind of to come together is key.
Yeah, I mean, echo all that. I would just say the earlier, if you know you want to start and transfer, the earlier the better, because then you can really start to do your research. And so I always tell students, do your research. You know, if you've got 3 or 4 institutions that you're looking at, go and speak to all of them, get all the information. It's not an apples to apples, like, you know, how many credits are you taking for the program that I want to transfer into? Is there more that I can do at the community college? What's the tuition cost? There, you know, is there scholarships? Really do your comparison and do the math, because then you're really actually comparing things equally and then determining what's the most important thing to you. Is it that specific program? Is it the time that's left? Is it the total cost that it's going to end up being for you? So really figuring out what is the most important thing, but then asking those questions. So I always, you know, if you have a list of questions written out, make sure you're asking each advisor, but definitely it is okay to go speak to different institutions and 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of them, and just really look at comparing things very particularly, because big picture things can sound super sweet, but then when you start looking at the nitty gritty, it can get different. So just making sure that you're doing your research ahead of time is my recommendation.
Yeah, and that's all really good information. I would just add that finding your right fit is really important. And I agree with all of my panelists here. And I would say, how, you know, so just listening to the various presentations here, we are all very different institutions. So which institution is right for you? You start that process by looking at our websites. Maybe if you have a major in mind, searching for that and seeing which institutions are a good match there. But there's a lot of other factors within that fit. And trying to determine which institution is the right fit is very important. And then making a connection with that institution to talk about that transitional process, right? So you're a transfer student, so you're at one institution that might be very different from the institution you're looking at. And so understanding the nuances that might trip you up through the transition, the person at the institution that you're looking at can really help you know what those roadblocks might be and help you through the process.
Perfect. I see a Q&A just split up. Okay, perfect. Somebody's typing. All right, so the last question that we have, and this one's always fun. What's one thing you want students to remember about your school? Same order.
I would say our class size. So on average, our class size is 21-1. So that is pretty small when it comes down to it in terms of class size and our faculty. Yeah.
I would say I will want students to remember the community that they built. I would say that regardless of what an institution offers in terms of academics, it's the community that I think goes the furthest. It could be the greatest institution in the world, but if you hate being there, it's probably not going to be the greatest for you. So yeah, I would say like you want to remember the people that you met and leverage the connections that you've made beyond just like business or whatever, but like, you know, make real friends that you can like carry with you, like even after you leave your institution.
Boy, that's a tough one. I would say, given that a lot of our majors are in the helping professions, even if they might not on the surface seem like they're helping professions, you know, it comes down to like, yeah, you're getting a degree, hopefully you'll get a job that's substantive, but then what maybe can you do to help those around you? You know, our tagline at Ursuline is, you know, make your world more. And that's really kind of one of those things that it's, you know, you want to, of course, you know, fulfill what's good for your tank, but also maybe what else can be done to help others, because, you know, we're all kind of in this together. We're all kind of pivoting after the pandemic. And, you know, I think that's important to kind of keep in mind. So that would be kind of what I would put out there from Ursuline. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry off of Kate's a little bit with the tagline. So ours is Franklin makes it possible, Franklin makes it personal. And it makes it possible because we have such tight partners with our community colleges. So we really want to form that connection. I meet often with the community college advisor, myself, and the student, and we work on how that's going to transfer and what the best route is for you. So you get a lot of that one-on-one attention. So our goal is to make a degree possible for you. So that is what we will do and try to do. And as you go through, you work with that advisor one-on-one. And so you do have that kind of personal connections as you work through your degree from the very beginning as you're working on your associate's degree.
And what I would want you to remember about Kent State is something that our provost says, and the provost at a university is like in charge of academics, right? So that's someone that you know, they manage all of the academic programs. But she says all the time, flashes take care of flashes. And I think Tiffany would agree that regardless of what campus you're on of Kent State, flashes really do take care of flashes. I feel that as an employee. I know that our students feel that, and we really have this caring mentality that we want to take care of you, not just as a student, but as a person. So that's what I'd want you to remember about Kent State.
All right, awesome advice from awesome folks. And my last little plug here is to reach out to these folks because they are the experts and they're going to guide you in the right direction. They're there to help you. They can answer your questions or find somebody who is going to be able to. So with that, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us. As you leave, there's a quick survey, 5 questions. There's one more session after this one today, and a recording can be found at strivescan.com/Ohio. With that, I hope you have a fantastic night, and thank you so much. Goodbye.